It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. Just a bit outside radio show live on the air, on Facebook, on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Share that link, share that love. If you're liking us on Facebook, why don't you head on over to YouTube and give a like and a subscribe there too. You got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how is it going this fine Tuesday night?
Yo, 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 what's poppin', outsiders? Man, I am so excited today, you guys. I mean, we are coming off of an exciting weekend here in the 410. Man, the Orioles, I've dubbed this past
Woo!
weekend as walk-off weekend.
Yes.
Okay? Like, yo, some serious, exciting baseball has been played in the 410. We'll get to that very shortly. We had the Preakness Stakes go down, long-standing horse racing tradition and Baltimore Charm City tradition. And we got the Western Conference Finals game. This is a potential elimination game going down tonight against Dallas and Golden State. Man, we got a whole lot of crap to cram in within the next, 45 minutes or so. So let's get this thing popping, yo.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, sports world's popping off. Pop culture's popping off. It's
Yeah.
been exciting times.
Oh yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get things started with how we do what's going on around town. And I guess we might as well, if it's cool with you, Mark, we'll get started with the biggest event of the weekend, Preakness.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. First and foremost, if you're not familiar, outsiders, let me just give you a little history, a little background information on the Preakness Stakes. Started in 1873 here in Baltimore. It's held every third Saturday in May, and it's been dubbed the middle jewel of the Triple Crown. And if you're not familiar, Triple Crown is Kentucky Derby, which is the shortest race, and the races get longer as they go along. The Preakness Stakes, which is a 1 3/16, like 3/16, that's like 1/8. So I think 1/8 is like 0.157, something like that. It's a little bit less than 1 1/4 miles.
Yeah.
Being the middle race in the Belmont Stakes, which is held in New York and going down in 2 weeks, which is the big daddy of the three, if you will. And so everybody gets dressed in their, I guess, what do you want to say, Saturday's finest. We got the sundresses, which I love, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
The
Gotta love the sundresses.
Yes, Lord have mercy. We got the beautiful hats. We got the tweed suits and seersucker suits for the gentlemen, looking good with the pastel colors and whatnot, and everybody gathers up, for this great Baltimore tradition. Over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of grumblings about it possibly being moved to law, but I'm going to say it again. I say it every year, and I'm standing firm with it. Man, this race is not leaving. The economic impact, and like I said, this is one of the biggest events, yearly events in the 410. Is too huge for it to leave the city, Mark.
Now, a few years ago on the show, we had a couple of state senators and whatnot on the show talking
Yes, we
about
did.
that. And I don't know if it's a pandemic or what, but it seems like talking that has just gone away. I don't know. I'm sure like maybe they're still thinking about it, but I haven't heard shit about it lately.
And check this out, though. Not only has the talk gone away, I feel like Baltimore and all the powers that be doubled down on the fun this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the traditions of the Preakness, for real. First, we'll just we'll talk about the regular, standard tradition. Of course, the winning horse gets the bed of black-eyed Susan placed upon them once they win, which is a beautiful thing, because the black-eyed Susan is such a unique and beautiful flower. And also, once the winner is declared, which I think I just learned this year. Once the winner is declared, at Pimlico, they have like a little mini replica of the clubhouse, which is, of course, huge.
Yeah.
you know. And on top of the clubhouse is a weather vane, right? Which is in the shape of a horse with a jockey sitting on the horse. So once the winner is declared, a painter shimmies his little self up and takes his talents up on top of the replica of this clubhouse and paints the weather vane the winning colors of the jockey and the horse. Which I thought was pretty cool. So it sits up there for the whole year in honor of the Preakness winner.
They do that like right away or what?
Yeah, as soon as it gets done.
Holy
I actually watched it this year. I don't know how I missed it or never noticed it before. Probably because you just be so on a high and so excited after watching the races that you kind of check out the next 10, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Like after the race. But I thought that was a really cool, old tradition.
Yeah.
If you will.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So we could talk about some of the more current traditions, which is, like the infield fest. And, that's basically like, they say Rome is the mob, and I like to say it's the Rome on the field, man. I mean, it's complete pandemonium. It's like the mob. We have lots of drinking going down. You got the Mud Club, which they created about 10, maybe 15 years ago, and everybody they have music going down. The whole entire time. Everybody has a good a good time while watching the races.
Yeah.
And this year, like I said, Baltimore doubled down on all of the fun, man. I'm just going to give you the list of the performers from the infield fest, and they really got diverse, and they really brought out a little something for everybody this year, yo. They had the Chain Smokers, who, I mean, if you're familiar with their music, they're a lot of fun, For all of our 410ers and beyond that love, the trap music and the rap, they had Moneybag Yo out there getting it in, and then they had even a little bit of EDM, man. The dude DJ Marshmello, who is very popular right now, was out there spinning on the ones and twos, man. So it was a great lineup during the day of music and the arts, pretty much. They added a new, and I'm thinking that this is going to be a tradition. They added a night concert, which went down Friday night, and there's always a festivity, as a festival the day before the big races.
Yeah.
Friday is Black Eyed Susan Day, and for after the races for Black Eyed Susan Day, they added something new this year, Afro Preak. And I mean, shit, man, the name speaks for itself. You know what I mean? It was basically all black everything. There was a lot of jokes and rumblings going around that Afro Preak was after the races, and this was the night festival. So a lot of people were wondering how these horses was faring as far as rest, because the damn Preakness Pimlico was jamming till about 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I say that they was jamming, to me, the Afro Preak lineup was better than the freaking race day, for real.
Really?
Let me just run this out to you guys. Biggest. And like I said, y'all know I love the sundresses, but it wasn't no sundresses going on during this performance. My girl Megan Thee Stallion was in the 410, man, looking proper, and hey, to me that was like the best pickup for the whole weekend. I mean, you got Megan Thee Stallion chilling with all the stallions and fillies of the weekend, man, and I wasn't able to go, but I heard that the performance was fantastic. So that was the biggest jam. All right. I don't know how the hell they was able to do this, but somehow they managed to get the great Lauryn Hill to come to the 410 and perform. And if you down with Lauryn Hill, you know that does not happen often, and that is a special treat.
Yeah.
And thank God, I believe that she was only like 30 or 45 minutes late, which is on time, compared to her standards. For real, came out and did her thing. They had DJ D Nice. Everybody knows all about him. He has, during the pandemic, with his internet DJ sessions, has managed to cross over and be like a national sensation. So everybody was pumped about that. And, they gave a little local 410 flavor. You know how much we love Morgan. The marching band was out there representing,
Really?
Representing, yeah. So, it was a full night. And for anybody that went to Afro Preak and then got up and went to Preakness the next day, may the force be with you, because they were partying hard from what I saw on social media.
And when I heard those names announced, I just thought it was for Infield Fest. I didn't even realize it was for the Afro Preak. Yeah.
Right. Like, yo, did we not double down this year?
Yeah, that was
You know
hard.
what I'm saying? To me, that is sending a message like, listen, this joint ain't going nowhere. This is 410 official. It will forever be 410 official, man. I mean, we talking about a 150-year, 149-year, tradition for real. Really, I believe it's officially 147 because back in the day, I believe it might have been in the late 1800s, it took a hiatus and they ran a couple of races, I believe, like 2 years. It might have been in like New York or New Jersey or something like that. But everything else, fully 410.
Yeah.
Fully 410, man. And, so I mean, I'd like to think that it was a successful weekend all around as far as Preakness is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't hear a bad thing coming out of it this year. Everything looked on point.
Yeah, Baltimore, we have our shit. Don't get me wrong, but it just seems like Wednesday, Thursday before Preakness weekend, everybody gets their mind starts acting accordingly. You know what I mean? And I like any of my local outsiders. If you have a fun or a Preakness story that you'd like to share on the feed, man, put that joint on there and we'll shout it out during the show.
Did you partake and forget a few Infield Fests in your earlier years?
Man, this is why you are my slice of pizza, Mark. I was just about to get into it, man. I remember I was there the first year of the Mug Club, when the Mug Club was introduced to the 410, and that was definitely an experience. I've gone to several Preakness events as well as Black Eyed Susan days. I'm going to give you guys a couple of the acts that I have been fortunate enough to see over the years. I'm going to start off with my top one, Bruno Mars. Before Bruno Mars got big, dog. I mean, I believe that was about 12 years ago. Did a fantastic job. I was able to see Maroon 5, Google Dolls, Train, everybody. All of these acts that I just named, gave awesome performance, man, and just adds a complete level of fun to the horse racing. I mean, because honestly, you could be not a big fan of horse racing, and still go out there and have a damn good time, man. Because I mean, you got the vendors out there. I heard they had some celebrity chefs out there doing their thing. So it's just an all-around extravaganza out there at Pimlico, man.
Oh, there's people that go to Infield Fest and never even see a horse race.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm gonna give you one more little fun story. I used to live. Now, let me see. How old am I? I'm must be 43. This probably was about 10 years ago. I used to live on Winter Avenue, which is right on the outside of Pimlico.
Okay.
And when I say right on the outside of Pimlico, I could look out of my apartment and look at the stables and
Really?
the jockey headquarters. Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that's how close it is. And if you're not familiar with the Preakness and the 410, I mean, this is a money grab for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
businesses and the average Joes alike. You know, everybody brings out their goods. You know, the waters. You know, there's I like to call it a tradition, fun tradition that I like to think that the Wednesday and Thursday before Preakness, people ride around and hit up supermarkets and steal carts because they give people rides in shopping carts, you know, to their cars.
What?
Yes, yes. They charge people to do that. And, you know, it's so crazy because, you know, the supermarkets have to prepare for this shit every year. But, you know, and this is mostly black people, and black people being the resourceful people that we are, you are not going to stop us from getting that money, man. You know, everybody, if you live in the area, if you have a house, you know, the houses in the area tend to be, you know, huge with huge yards. They're putting people on their lawns, yeah, like charging $30, $40. So this particular year, I didn't have anything to do. Everybody in the whole house was gone because you either stick around and get money or you leave because you don't want to deal with all of the crazy.
Yeah.
I happened to stick around and I was like, you know what? I ain't going to miss out on this money. So what I did was I sat outside and I parked people on the front lawn, parked people out back, charged people to park on the streets, which was really wrong because that was not my property, for real, for real. But man, did I not get that money? And then at the end, I took it the extra mile, Mark. You know I'm always about getting that money, that easy money. At the end, afterwards, when everybody was leaving and all drunk and everything, I mean, you know how it goes once you break that seal. You gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah.
No.
So, you know,
no, you didn't.
Dog, no bullshit. I'm not lying to you. This is facts all day, no cap. After the races and everything over everybody, I started seeing everybody leave. And, yo, I posted up outside, put a chair outside, right up on my little porch, man, and advertised. Use a bathroom, $5 a pop. Do you think them people didn't line up to use my little bathroom, man?
Sure
And I
did.
walked them in there, walked their ass right on out, and collected that $5, man. So it was a big money day. When I was all done, I had enough for some beer, a pizza, and you know, a couple extra dollars in my pocket for whatever fun shit I ever wanted to do, you know, for the rest of the weekend, man. So, you know, the Preakness has a very soft spot, you know, in my 410 heart, man, and, you know, lots of great memories, for real, for real.
When you were charging for the bathroom, how much extra was toilet paper?
Toilet paper came with it, man, because I really felt like, you know, $5 for 2-3 minutes of quote-unquote action. Hey, that was a good-ass come-up, man. I think I did like at least 10 or 12 of those, yo. So, you know, it's really a wild time and really a fun tradition. There's so many aspects, man, and, you know, they really came through again. I feel like this really was one of the best Preakness festivals that they've had. I really believe that. Really quickly, a couple of other little fun things. We got to talk about the results. Early voting, you know, took it as the winner. You know, there was a lot of talk about the favorite Epicenter. Epicenter came in second place, and there was one filly in the race this year, and it was called Secret Oath. And you know, I was rooting for the fillies because you know I'm always about that girl power. You know what I'm saying? And the filly actually ended up in fourth place. Which, you know, was still exciting because she started off in last place, and I was literally like, oh my God, this is not a good show. But I mean, you know, the race was decent. There was a lot of position changes, and you know, a lot of fun just rooting the horses on, man.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Now,
All right.
I do kind of regret like not moving here earlier because when I moved here, I was like early 30s, came pretty much right into a family, so like I didn't get that whole infield fest experience in my younger days.
Mark, I'm about to say it, man. Now that they got the Afro Preak, we might have to do the damn thing next year, yo.
Hell
Seriously.
yeah.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
down. I'm always
And that ain't no bullshit. Mud Club, whole nine. Let's do it.
down.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let's keep this thing moving. We're gonna go from the racetrack to the baseball diamond. Like I mentioned earlier, it was a amazing weekend for the Orioles, and like as I have dubbed, walk off weekend, man. You know, starting with Thursday, 3 out of the 4 games this past weekend was walk offs, man. You know what I mean? And you know, with such a fun weekend, Mark, I want to ask you, you know, which walk off did you enjoy the most? I think I know what you're gonna say.
I think it's what was it Saturday? I think when it was
I knew he
raining.
was going to. Yo, I knew you were going to say that. Yes. All right. Saturday was definitely a good look. And please let our outsiders know why you chose Saturday.
Well, honestly, like it reminds me of an Orioles game I went to a few years ago. Well, more than a few years ago because it was when my oldest was like in Cub Scouts, and like I think we either went there for a Cub Scout game or his friend's birthday party, and like ninth inning, 2 outs, Orioles tied it up, and then bam, rain delay like right away.
Yeah.
Everyone else booked it, and like we made our way down. You know, kind of stayed out of the rain. Rain delay was like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that.
Man, that should be so brutal, man.
And
Oh my god.
I was just about ready to leave because like by then it's like 11:30. You're like, come on. But then like they were like 20 minutes and we'll start playing, and so it was like, yeah, let's just stay here. And then like Orioles won it there in the 10th. Seeing what they did Saturday, like it just took me back to that, and just like that emotion that you feel when you see something like that happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I believe Saturday was a debut day for one of our younger players, right?
Adley Rutschman, number 1 draft pick in 2019, I believe.
We're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on for that.
Oh,
We're gonna say that for a second, and
Cool,
I'm gonna let you, because you were very excited about that. And I'm gonna throw you the alley oop on that one in a few minutes.
All right.
Right after I tell you. So Saturday was yours. Thursday.
I know yours.
Yes, my man. You already know. Thursday was my jam. Okay, for several reasons. First and most important reason, dude, I was out there. Okay, I was out there. Day game, 12:35. I mean, first of all, who doesn't love a day game? Who doesn't like the opportunity to be able to drink beers before 1, 2 o'clock? You know, I mean, it was about 84 degrees. I mean, it felt like 94 out that joker. I ain't even gonna lie, but it was a beautiful day, and I honestly felt like at that day, I'm not sure what the numbers was looking like this weekend, that was the most people that I had seen at Camden Yards thus far in the season.
Really?
For real, yeah. You know, I was telling my homeboy, because we had planned this out about 2 weeks out, and you know, 2 weeks out, he was like, you know, you want to get the tickets now? And he said the third. I'm like, oh man, we don't gotta worry about that. It's a Thursday, 12:35 game. Nobody's gonna be out there. Boy, was I wrong. Okay. First of all, the ticket line, we got there, the ticket line looked like some shit from Disney World. Like, you know, the line was so long, so we ended up buying tickets online and just being like, screw the whole ticket box, the box office thing.
Yeah.
And just walking in. I mean, we got in there, we was in section 72, which is right on the third base line, and, you know, I let my homeboy, you know, pick the seats. And I don't know, he must have had some type of intuition or some shit, because I believe it was 2 home runs that landed in our section.
Really?
For real, yeah. Yeah. So, you know, we out there, we watching the game. Zimmerman was on the mound. This game was against the New York Yankees. The Yankees had been there all week. They had won the previous 3 games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Zimmerman was on the mound to try to stop a sweep, man. And the Orioles came through, and it was a roller coaster of emotion game because the game tied up 4 times.
Yeah.
That's another thing that you gotta love, man. I mean, your team keeps going down. Your team it's going to be an uphill battle against an opponent with the caliber of the New York Yankees, and the Orioles would just not die. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they were saying in the dugout. Like, why won't these motherfuckers go away for real, for real? And the game tied up. The Yankees managed to tie it up in the top of the 6th, and you just got the feel that everybody was preparing for extra innings. And Anthony Santander came up the bat and was like, "Oh hell no, I'm gonna end this joint now." Walk off homer, man. I mean, like the excitement and everything was just unmatched for real. Like it was just such a great game, and honestly, I feel like it was a tone setter for the weekend because they came out jamming the rest of the weekend. I mean, even the game the one game that they lost, I mean, it was a decent game.
Yeah, Friday night, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, that was my pick, man. I mean, stopping a sweep against one of our biggest rivals, walk off homer. Man, that was definitely the one for me.
And then they carried those winning waves into last night and beat the Yankees up in New York.
Yeah. Right now, the O's are playing against the Yankees. They're up in New York right now. I believe it's like the 3rd inning, and the O's are down 2-1. But I mean, hell, just like we just reported, it ain't over. We got a lot of game to play, and the Orioles never say die. But as I told Mark, I'm gonna give him the alley-oop on this joint. The Orioles on Saturday called up one of the prospects that people have been screaming for like the past month, Adley Rutschman. And Mark, I'd like for you to just speak a little bit on his debut and how you felt about his performance.
Adley Rutschman, like you said, people were asking for this debut. There's a video that went around. I don't know if you've seen it. If not, I'll look it up and I'll put it on the show page. But it's from the day before when he was in Norfolk, and when the manager called him into his office and they were talking. And it just seemed like a normal manager conversation with his player, but then he basically said, "You're going up to Camden Yards." And it was just so emotional, and you just tell Adley Rutschman's this good dude. 24 years old, played with Oregon State. Set all kinds of records with college baseball, college World Series, and
he's a catcher, right?
He's a catcher, yep. Which,
yep.
We've kind of been in that situation before with Matt Wieters, so you hope we don't get burned like with Wieters, but everything's pointed to different with him, and he for me, he's kind of like the first test of this new regime too. The Mike Elias era, the rebuild era, in that he's kind of the first guy that they brought up from the minors, from the start, brought him in, trained him.
Yeah.
And
and if you let me interject for one, because I want to kind of speak on that. You can't help but think with and I'm pretty sure you'd probably say it was a decent weekend. A decent debut, a successful debut weekend for Rutschman. Are they going to be thinking about bringing up some more? I mean, I know there's been a lot of screaming about Gunnar coming up as well. Are they going to pull the trigger on some more promotions?
Oh, I'm sure they will. Gunnar's one of them. I think pitching, in the major leagues, it's usually, especially if you're not a winning team per se, it's more later in the year that they bring up pitchers. Probably July, when they start trading off pieces and then bring up the young guys. But I mean, like, yeah, he had a very decent first game. Got a walk, got a triple.
Yeah,
He got a triple.
it came in late in the game.
Came in late in the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Wieder's first hit was a triple, and Adley Rutschman did it on Matt Wieder's birthday. Like, all kinds of coincidences.
Hold up, you gotta let me. I gotta let it out. Oh man, I did not know all that.
Yeah, like it's like the stars were aligned for this to happen.
Yeah. Let me interject one more time. You know, because you've mentioned Matt Wieters, you know, a couple of times, and the similarities and whatnot. You know, thus far, the performance is there, and I mean, if you're an Oriole fan, if you follow Matt Wieters, which you know he's can we say, yeah, he's historic when it comes to the Orioles franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say from the position standpoint.
For
okay.
Sure. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, one of the best catchers that is, you know, put on the black and orange.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I don't think he panned out to be like the big superstar that they all thought he'd be, but he was still such a good piece for the Orioles for a long time.
And this is exactly what I'm about to touch on. You know, he had very decent numbers. I would have to say towards the middle and the end of his career, injury plagued, right?
Yeah.
And I get the feel now. You know, I really don't know a whole lot about him. You know, the sample set, we've only seen a couple of games so far, but you know, as far as the injury is concerned, the injury proneness, if that's even a word, you know, they have got, I feel like, in listening to, you know, some of the interviews and whatnot, and like you said, Mike Elias and Brandon Hyde, that they feel like, you know, Rutschman has the durability.
Yeah, for sure.
And has the, not just the durability, but the ability to become a household name here in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He got that one hit on Saturday. I know yesterday he went like 0 for 4, so you know his first 0 for.
Both games he called good games though. I felt.
Yeah, defensively, man, he was so good.
Yeah, and you know Sunday he got tangled up. You know, in the beginning because you know Spencer Watkins took that 106-mile ball and got injured, but you know. He wasn't razzled by that. He wasn't razzled by the changes. He still, you know, performed well, considering some circumstances yesterday.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, and the batting will even out. He's just got to get used to major league pitching. And,
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Mark, judging up until this point, what grade would you give the young bird for his first couple of games?
I think I'll go A-. Just because he does have, you know, the batting not coming up yet, but that defensive man, like he's making good calls, good plays.
Yeah.
He hustled his ass off too. Like I think it was that first game. There was a pop up that just made it to the net, but like he was on it. Like
he was on it. He was on it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And totally agreed. I was gonna go B+, but you know, if I want to factor in, you know, his first hit to be a triple, let's go ahead and bump that joint up to an A-. I'm with you on that one, bro.
Yeah, and Camden's kind of a hard yard to get a triple in, so.
Oh yeah, we know, don't we? We've been hearing all of the cries, you know. Trey Mancini, you're on my shit list right now. You know, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay. All right. So yeah, Adley Rutschman, you know, great weekend in a 4-1-0. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, there's an NBA Western Conference game tonight, Game 4. Like I said, you know, the Dallas Mavericks, their backs are up against the wall, man. Mark and I are going to discuss if Luka Doncic is going to be able to come through. I mean, honestly, given the performances in the playoffs, we know that he's going to show up. But who is going to be able to couple that energy and that production for the Dallas Mavericks against Steph Curry and the Warriors. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about a minute or two. I'm Keisha. On the other end is my main slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Share the link, share the love. Had a lot of interesting Orioles talk, Preakness talk, but still have some stuff going on tonight, which we're gonna get into. Wanted to check out the feed though. Hey all, the John Champion. Hey to yourself, John. The professor checks in. Hey fam, just got done voting here in Texas, especially with the AG and governor making their dumbass statements about the shooting today. And I honestly I didn't really want to touch on this because
but we got you, man. We got you.
It's still an evolving story. 18 dead students, one teacher at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, and last week we just talked about Buffalo and Laguna Woods, and here we are again with another shooting. Ridiculous. And it brings to mind Sandy Hook. It brings to mind Parkland and just those devastating incidents that occurred. And I don't get it. And what Harry touched on, I heard what the AG said, which was about arming more people. Which
AG, Attorney General.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch what the governor said, but if it pissed off Harry, I'm sure it wasn't too good.
I think Joe Biden is supposed to be if he ain't doing it now, he's supposed to be talking at some point.
He's supposed to address the nation, yeah.
Yeah.
But Harry, thanks for voting, doing your thing down there, and we all got Texas on our hearts and in our minds tonight.
Hell yeah, man. Thoughts and prayers out to you, Harry. You already know you're one of our VIP listeners, and everybody in the area affected by just, to me, senseless violence. People like to say a lot of the violence that occurs here in the 410 is senseless, but when you walk up into a school and you shoot up children who came to the school and want to learn and want to have a future and want to make something of themselves, and to add insult to injury, in my opinion, shoot up staff and faculty who is out here for your children, for our future, man. Is, like I said, there's no other word no other PC rated G word that I could give other than just absolutely senseless, yo. Senseless.
Yeah. It's numbing to the mind, you just can't comprehend that this stuff keeps on happening.
Yeah, man, we got to get a wrap on this thing. I don't know what can be done, but it just seems like, it kind of picked up a little bit here in 2022. Do you get that feeling?
Oh, yeah. And like I was watching the news earlier, and Andrew McCabe, former FBI deputy director, he lives here in Baltimore, I guess. He was saying that 2021 stats show they had 52% more mass shootings than 2020. 2020 was 32% over 2019. This is getting ridiculous, man. Like, something's got to happen.
Yeah, man. Put the guns down. I ain't even gonna wait till the end of the show to say this, man. You know, it's all love here on Jabo, man. Put the guns down. Spread love, man.
Yeah.
Like, human life is valuable. It's valuable, man. You're talking about people's friends, people's families, man. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And disgusting.
I'm not one to put value on, like, say someone's life is more important than someone else's, but when you got kids that are in elementary school, they haven't figured out life yet. They haven't figured out what they want to be. They're 10 years old, 6 years old. What's the point in that? Like, man, get help. Like, everyone has, their own mental issues. We've talked about mental health here before. We've had mental health professionals on the show.
Yes.
If something feels off, there is absolutely zero shame in talking to a mental health professional. NAMI is NAMI, National Association of Mental Illness, or something like that. It's a national association that advocates for mental health in America. They host support groups. I've gone to their support groups and I've felt like what it can do for you. If you call them, they can get you in with mental health professionals, providers. They'll give you lists of names. There's always a way to get the help that you need.
And the one thing that I can say over the past 2-3 years, they have leveled up as far as mental health awareness and resources.
Yes.
So, if you don't have a friend or family member, or if you don't feel comfortable with your normal outlets, there are anonymous outlets that you can use. You guys might not know this about me, but whenever a life is taken, whether it's through an act of violence, whether it's through a suicide, those that know me, I advocate regularly for suicide prevention, because when one takes their own life, I feel that whether I knew the person or not.
Yeah.
Hey, outsiders and DMVers, I am an outlet. You know what I mean? Like, I never don't have time. I never don't have time to not listen to someone that is struggling, or like you said, may feel a certain type of way, whatever, man. I mean, reach out. And one of the lines that I do like to use, it's catchy. Be a lifeline for someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Step up and do that. If you notice a family member or a friend or a coworker or whatever with some weird behavior, don't be afraid to say, yo, what's up? Or speak to somebody that may know that person, man. We got to get a handle on this, because, like Mark said, he just gave you the stats. This shit's getting out of control.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right, so, let's keep it moving. We hit all the comments and everything?
Yeah.
All right. Let's take it on to the hard court. Like I said, tonight, we got a Western Conference final game. Golden State Warriors are on the road at the Dallas Mavericks. As I said earlier in the show, this is an elimination game, as the Golden State Warriors are currently up 3-0. Man, I'm just going to start off saying, I have never been a Dallas Mavericks fan. For real. Quiet as it's kept, I wasn't a Jason Kidd fan, for a very long time, because as a player, he had some questionable behavior. I didn't really I wasn't too fond of his personality. When Luka came, it was a big to-do, right? Everybody was talking about Luka. Oh, this is, a great pickup for Cuban. And the organization who kind of, the best way that I can say it, and Mark, if you can think of a better way for me to illustrate this, honestly, with the retirement of Dirk Nowitzki, kind of lost their identity for real. Got some players, made moves, things really did not pan out, and here comes Luka Doncic, and you know me, Mark. When I have to stand corrected, I do that shit and I call myself out. I was not a Luka Doncic fan. I was out here like, oh man, yeah, everybody drinking the Kool-Aid. They just need, a certain type of player that, certain fans can hold on to, and some people might get mad at me for saying it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it, Mark. There's a term out there, great white hope, being born in the midst of LeBron Jameses and Giannis Antetokounmpos. I wasn't trying to give into it, I got to be honest with you, Mark. But let me tell you something. This current and I said past because I'm thinking about all of the games that I've watched up until this point. This current postseason made me a believer in Luka Doncic. I mean, the dude's got skills. The dude is strong. The dude has the ability. Now, albeit maybe not every night, in and out, like a LeBron or like a Kobe, because I feel like this series is showing and exposing that the dude needs help, right?
Yeah.
But he does have the ability, some games, to put that team on the back and will them, to victory. I got to be honest with you, Mark. Judging from the previous 2 rounds, I have to say I'm surprised that they are down 3-0 at this point.
I was too originally, and then as I was thinking about it today, what I said on the last show, I said they had to go 7 games with a Phoenix team that was the best in the NBA regular season.
Yeah.
They were exhausted. I didn't even think they'd be this exhausted, but man.
Right.
And Luka has been the bright spot for Dallas on the court so far in these 3 games. But I think maybe it's a good thing they're at home tonight.
Yeah.
They might get this extended 1 more game, but I just can't see them getting past Golden State anymore.
So you think it's done for a sweep tonight? Is what you're saying? You ain't gonna give them this 1 game, because I'm gonna give them this game, dog.
I usually try not to go with sweeps. It's home court. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll say Dallas gets the game tonight.
Come on, rock with me, baby. Easy money pick tonight. Come on, Mark. Let's put the money up, baby. Easy money pick tonight, outsiders. You better roll with them Dallas Mavericks. Cause like I said, they gotta get 1 game. Mark said they at home. Backs against the wall. The big question, we already know what Luka Doncic is going to bring. Who is going to step up? The dude, Bullock, what is it, Bullock?
Something like that, yeah.
Bullock, Spencer Dinwiddie. Somebody has got to step up and match Luka's, I'm going to go ahead and say it, Mamba mentality, yo. I'm going to say it. Somebody's got to have that killer instinct. Somebody has got to step up and be that second scoring option. And I'm hoping that one of the 2 will be able to do that tonight for Jason Kidd and the Dallas Mavericks.
They've got to. I mean...
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in cement. Keisha and Mark going with the Dallas Mavericks tonight?
Yeah.
All right, I love it. My man. All right, so that game is set to go down, I believe, at 9 o'clock in about a half hour. So, everybody's gearing up and preparing for that. And speaking of which, we about to hurry up and wrap this thing up because I want to watch that. Just a quick update on the Oriole game. The Yankees are up 3-1, bottom of the 5th. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, fun portion of the show. Which one you want to hit up first? Booty Huffs, WTFs, come throughs?
Oh, you choose.
How about we start off with the WTFs?
Okay.
You got a WTF for tonight?
Yeah, let me just bring up the article here.
All right, let's do it.
The thing is, yesterday, video, of course, always drops on TMZ first. Former NFL player Brandon Langley didn't do much in the NFL because he's in the CFL now, but he had a little altercation at the Newark airport. Got into a fist fight with the United Airlines worker at the counter. You know, where you checking in and you get your ticket and everything.
Your ass ain't even get on the plane yet. That's the crazy shit.
Didn't even get past security yet.
Right, like but, you dumb ass.
he rocked this kid like hard.
I felt, you know what, and you know, as of late, especially with like the pandemic and the Trumpers or whatever the hell you want to call them, anti-vaxxers and whatnot. Like, yo, if you work in the airlines, there should be like a universal across the board like bonus or percentage increase or something, because you have to deal with so much shit that you are not paid to deal with.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, did you see the video of this going down?
Yes.
Man.
Yes, I did. I did.
The airline worker, like, he kind of was at fault too. He kept on getting back up and coming back for more.
Right. And what the hell? And WTF is wrong with you? Former NFL player tags my ass up one time. I'm going to lay down and call the police.
Now, from what I understand, like, the kid's okay. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
But he did get fired from the airline.
What?
Yeah,
because he hit him. I think he hit him back, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was hitting him back.
Yeah, they was both going back and forth.
But
that's fucked up, though.
At
wait
one point,
hold up. What airline was this?
I want to say United.
United, hashtag booty hunt for the night, too. Assholes.
Well, one of the hits rocked him, and he went behind the counter and fell to the ground. And I swear his head hit, like, the little baggage carousel that's back there. And, like, they're just lucky, like, he didn't get seriously injured, because the ex-NFL player could be he could be sitting in jail now if something worse happened.
Oh, you know a lawsuit is coming. He probably was like, oh, I'm fired. Fuck all of y'all. I'll see you in court.
He's like, I work for the CFL. I don't get money.
Right. Insane. And supersized WTF moment of the week. That was a good one.
Thank you.
I'm going to take it just a bit outside for our WTF. For those of you that are not local, you know, and may not know, Baltimore is a hot spot for movies and series. You know, we've had House of Cards here.
Oh, yeah.
People like to come here, you know, and there is a mini-series set to stream on Apple Plus called Lady in the Lake that is currently in production here in Baltimore.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yes. Superstar Wakandan Lupita, she model. You know, Lupita is said to be one of the main characters. Is currently here in Baltimore, starting up the production for this series, and something happened this past weekend, and whatever it was so bad to make Lupita say, "Screw all of this," and she has backed out of the production for Lady in the Lake.
Really?
Yes. I mean, this series is being shot in Baltimore and Baltimore County. It's supposed to be set in the 1960s of Baltimore. I read that Lupita was at the Preakness this weekend and did not speak on what happened, so the verdict is still out on that. But, dude, WTF, whatever it is that's wrong with her, y'all better make that joint work and keep her here, because now that I know about this, I'm gonna be bouncing around town trying to find honey, because I'm a huge fan.
I was gonna say, do you have your restraining order yet?
Not yet, but I'm working on it, dog. I'm working on it. And I'm telling you right now, Lupita, if you decide to stick around, hopefully they make you happy again. You know, be on the lookout for Major Quiche. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's do. How about a booty huff? You got a booty huff?
Yeah, it's booty huff, and it's kind of a WTF too. But you know, we've discussed topics like this before, and just it's 2022. How could this shit still be happening? But Josh Donaldson of the Minnesota Twins.
Oh wow! I haven't heard about this one.
You haven't heard about this? Jesus.
No, are you about to blow me?
So they're playing the White Sox.
Him. Okay. I said I like him. I hope you're not about to blow me.
I am. So they're playing the White Sox and had a little entanglement with shortstop Tim Anderson of the White Sox. It was a hard slide on third base. and they got tangled up and whatnot. And Donaldson, as they were separated and everything, just says Jackie, calls him Jackie.
Oh no, the fuck you did not. He is now. I don't fuck with him, and I don't like him.
Yeah, like.
What was that supposed to mean, sir?
I mean, I think that's self-explanatory.
Yep. Don't even worry about it. I'm just throwing that hypothetical question out there for the outsiders to answer on their own.
Apparently there is a suspension that could come down if it hasn't already for Josh Donaldson.
They better.
Anderson says he doesn't really care about a suspension. Like, it's about what happened. And let me see if his quote. He did say that, and I told him we never have to talk again. He just wants nothing to do with Donaldson ever again. I don't speak to you. You don't speak to me. If that's how you want to refer to me, I know. He knew exactly what he was doing because I already told him.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy about that? Like, dog, you got to get up every day for the rest of this season and face your teammates.
Yeah.
A lot of which are African American or Afro Latina descent.
Yep.
You seriously got to, the dumbest shit, and it's got to make for an uncomfortable locker room, right? I mean, because I definitely would be giving you the side eye right now if I was a teammate of yours.
Now, it gets a little bit better.
Okay.
Donaldson said the Jackie comment was in reference to a 2019 interview with Sports Illustrated in which Anderson described himself as like today's Jackie Robinson.
STFU. STFU right now. STFU. And that's exactly what I would be saying if I had heard that comment. That is the weakest, most BS apology or explanation that I ever heard. And I'm gonna have to limit this to Major League Baseball because we've had worse in other situations. But no, get that ish out of here, straight up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Damn. It was a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, I'm about to say they got to do something. You can't do that, man.
Yeah.
And you ain't too far from off the heels of Jackie Robinson Day. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Now, how many teams are going to be wanting to take a chance on Josh Donaldson in the future?
Oh, how many pitchers, my dude?
Oh, Jesus.
I see a lot of bruises on the horizon for that Bama.
Yeah. Ain't no room for it, man.
Off the strength of the GP and go for it. My pitching brethren out there. Go for it. I don't have a booty huff, but if it's okay with you, I'd like to switch to the come-throughs.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what it is about me, but I've just been been going just a bit outside for this portion of the show. And we talked about the Eastern Conference Finals in the past, and we have talked about Boston's head coach, which he's in his first year, Ime Udoka, who has just been doing fantastic. But for some of them who don't know, he is the fiance to well-known, beautiful black girl magic queen Nia Long.
Really?
We haven't talked about this yet. I thought we talked about this before.
Did we?
Yes. He is engaged to the Nia Long. Like, if you was, of age in the 90s, you know who Nia Long is. I mean, they make songs about her, what was it J. Cole said? My only regret was that I was too young for Nia Long. And J. Cole is like barely scratching. I don't even know if he's 30 yet. So, I mean, she's like an icon, for real.
That season where she was on Fresh Prince.
Woo! Love Jones. Woo! Gotta love it. Boys in the Hood. Friday. Good God, the list could go on. And let me just tell you, outside, his girlfriend is still looking good. Not good, but good. Ever since, he became the head coach of the Boston Celtics, there's always been rumblings about, oh, when is Nia going to show up? Why hasn't Nia showing up? And I've kind of admired her for her decision to, not come to the games, because it would most definitely take away from what Ime had been trying to do.
Yeah.
With the Boston Celtics. But lo and behold, Game 4, we had a Nia Long-Sighting girlfriend was on the first row center court, looking as lovely and as gorgeous as she wanted to be, man. Big come through, for the culture. Nia, I love you. And it was nice to see her on the sidelines finally. It was cool.
Go.
Big come through. You got to come through for tonight?
No, I don't have one for tonight.
Okay, hey man, we've been jamming for a minute. I think we've gone over for real. So we're about to wrap this thing up. Baltimore, 410 surrounding areas. You know how we end this show. Spread love, Spread love. And again, thoughts, prayers, hearts going out to the people of Texas. We're still in a pandemic. Numbers are starting to creep up a little bit. So you still got to wash your hands and wash that ass, man. It's summertime. The heat is settling in. Wash that ass. I'm Keisha. On the other end of this line is my main slice of pizza, Mark. And we are just a bit outside. Y'all have a great rest of the week and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Peace.